The Cope Open returns. Garcia and Buddy Matthews have an absolute clinic. Queen Aminata is continuing to impress. And Claudio and Brian Danielson go face to face with Eddie Kingston and Ortiz in the main event. This is the Collision review on the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel. Collision this week started off with John Moxley and Shane Taylor. Now, this match was made on Rampage. I mean, an absolute brawl on this. It's great to see, obviously, Shane Taylor on the big stage as well. He stood toe to toe with Moxley throughout any of this, throughout the whole of this match, sorry. They started off with brawls. It was like everything that you can imagine like a John Moxley match would be, barring the blood. I mean, they were swinging at each other. There was choke slams. There was King Kong lariats. There was everything. And Shane Taylor really does move for the guy of his size. I mean, there's a lot of people that you can, you can see that, but Shane Taylor really does move for a guy his size. This was a fun battle. The Bulldog choke won it for Moxley. Taylor didn't tap. He just went to sleep. Moxley got on the mic at the end of this, and he said he was pissed off beyond belief. He's hungry. He's not taking any crap from anyone. Anyone who wants to step in the ring with Moxley, call themselves a teammate or a colleague, keep the hell up. Interesting. They showed a video package from Dynamite from the cool match of Samoa Joe and Hook before the Cope Open. The Cope Open returned. I'm gonna get that right one day. And this time it was answered by Dante Martin. This was a really good match. I'm loving the Cope Open, and it's going to change next week, and I'll get to that in a minute. But Adam Copeland has been wrestling these younger guys and giving them a bit of a rub, giving them 8 to 10 minute matches to get them over, or to give them, some going in the ring with some sort of experienced head. And it's been really good. I mean, there was a bit in there when Copeland went for the spear and Dante Martin jumped and flipped over him. It was so good. From Dante. Dante's a really good wrestler. He's a cool cat. He does some things that you can't imagine. It's great that he's back on TV as well. There's been a lot of injuries between Top Flight, and it's really good to see him back. And this will elevate Dante, this match for sure. Copeland wins with the Grindhouse, which is the crippler crossface. And after being caught in a mid-air spear as well. At the end of this, Copeland got on the mic with Schiavone and said these kids step up each week and he gets harder and harder. He's going to keep working until he gets the TNT championship and brings it back to TNT for the people. Now, on Dynamite this week, the Cope Open has a mental twist. Because on Dynamite, Adam Copeland will go one-on-one with Minoru Suzuki, a Japanese name that I can say perfectly. But Minoru Suzuki and Copeland in the Cope Open on Wednesday night, it's gonna be an absolute bruiser of a match, and I can't wait to see it happen. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. It should be a good match. They were backstage. Lexi was backstage with Danielson and Castagnoli, just basically saying how the loss was the low. The loss to Kingston was the lowest point of their careers, and Claudio doesn't want to talk about Kingston anymore. And actually, Ortiz is guilty by association. So we'll see when that main event happens. Thunder Rosa was back this week as well. And Aminata, she takes on Queen Aminata, who's really had a lot of time to shine. And I said on the Rampage review, she's growing so quickly to this women's division. She doesn't look out of place against these experienced wrestlers either. And, Thunder Rosa puts on a good match, and she's working her way back into it as well from a serious injury. The Tijuana bomb. There you go. I said something wrong. From Thunder Rosa finishes it off. But Queen Aminata, it was such a hard-hitting match, but Queen Aminata keeps getting this time to shine. And I think some now Tony Khan, if he hasn't already done, has realized what a talent he's got here. And he needs to start. She can lose matches every, but she needs to start picking up some wins now as well, because she's a heck of a talent. And kudos to Tony Khan. I'd never heard of her until she stepped in the foot in AEW ring, and that's a great signing for AEW. And yeah, he needs to get her signed, and he needs to get her starting into picking up some victories and picking up some more momentum. You can have momentum in losing, but this she needs to start picking up some winning momentum now because she needs to be in that title picture as we move forward that later on down the year for sure. Bullet Club Gold are in the ring now, and they start talking about the Ring of Honor six-man tag team championships. Um, Sooner or later, the Acclaimed come out, and they wanted to be together as the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. And lo and behold, they scissor each other. Gunn and White do the gun salute. They are a super group. I have a feeling this isn't going to last long. But for now, Bullet Club Gold and the Acclaimed with Daddy Arse are a group. Yeah. Not sure that's the best use of Jay White, but nevertheless, we will see what happens. I'm pretty sure this is going to culminate in a match for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships, but we will wait and see. Daniel Garcia with FTR versus Buddy Matthews, of course, with the House of Black. Oh my Christ. This was an absolute barn burner of a match. Buddy Matthews is a diamond in the rough, and he's probably one of the best pure wrestlers in AEW. And at the same time, Garcia has developed this underdog character, and he's gone back now into his wrestler mentality. This match was absolutely brilliant. Garcia gets the win as he rolls through with a jackknife cover from a power bomb from Matthews. After this match, there was a big brawl. I mean, everyone they had to literally empty out the locker room to come back. To get it out of here, to get them done. And it's culminated now, and I think it was announced later on Collision. Next week's Collision, you need to watch for the main event. FTR and Daniel Garcia versus the House of Black in a six-man elimination steel cage match. Take my money if you were charging me. Coincidentally, and then this isn't it. This is going to be airing at probably the same time as the Royal Rumble, so you can kind of gather there's going to be a stacked collision. I can't wait to watch them both. I'll be watching one before the other for sure. That match, that main event, is going to be sensational next week on Collision. So go out of your way to watch that as well as watch the Royal Rumble, of course. Another great match for the time that it got. Roddy Strong versus Matt Sydal. Now, Matt Sydal come off the back of a defeat to Chris Jericho. So Sydal's getting a bit more time in AEW. Again, he's had an injury as well, to be fair to him. And it's nice to see him coming out of it as well and coming back strong. Roderick Strong, no pun intended, has been great as well. For the time that it got, this was great. Sydal actually got a good pop, actually, because he's from the area where Collision was. Roddy was on the ropes for 9 tenths of this match, but he is the messiah of the backbreaker. And God, did he live up to his name on this one? End of the Heartache wins it for Roderick Strong. But again, another really great match. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz against the Blackpool Combat Club. Jesus Christ. Look, I will never get tired of this Eddie Kingston, Danielson, Claudio dynamic. They hate each other and the fans are into it. And that's the thing. The fans are into it as well. And if you've got that, you've got yourselves a great match anyway, because the fans are already into it. Danielson done the yes chant in this one as well. He hit the Brisaio knee on Ortiz to finishes it as Claudio holds on to Kingston and makes him watch. After the match, Danielson spit in the face of Kingston and lets him know he won't be champion for long. Kingston, and he was calling Kingston a bum, and there was this look on Kingston's face, a little bit like, when you get bullied at school and you've got that kid that shies away. It was a bit like that for Kingston. But Kingston's an absolute machine. I can't wait for this. So it looks like we're going along the lines of Danielson Kingston again for the Triple Crown or the Continental Crown, or whatever you want to call it. What an episode of Collision. It was wrestling heavy. It was really, the matches were all good to great. Buddy Matthews and Daniel Garcia stole the show. It is going to be great. Next week's Collision alone is worth watching just for the main event. So get yourselves and watch that. But guys, I need to do a quick plugs here. Shout outs to our sponsors, Adonis Payne, Artemis, LA Taylor, Taylor James, and the new and inaugural Hitting the Turnbuckle Women's Champion, Aluna Blue, who won the title this past Saturday at Apex Wrestling. Congratulations to you. Big shout out to Ignite Wrestling Pro as well. We will be there in just under 2 weeks' time. There is literally a handful of tickets left. So make sure you get one. Do not be disappointed and miss out, because you will miss out. There is going to be an announcement on that show by me and CJ Carter as well. So get yourselves down to Shenley Road in Boreham Wood for that one. We've got interviews this week as well. Jay Joshua ahead of his match with Adonis Payne at Ignite. We've got the wonderful voice of Revolution Pro Wrestling, Miss Francesca Oliver, will be joining us. The prize fighter, the Godfighter, Corey McRae, will be joining us as well before he heads off to Austria for a weekend of wrestling. Keep it locked on our channels at HTT Buckle on X and Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast and all other social media outlets. We will be back, of course, with our reviews. Tommy Kyle's interview drops this week. Big Strong Mims' interview drops this week as well. Enjoy the remainder of your Monday, guys, and do not get blown away in the wind. Buckle down and stay safe.